Hey, Overcomers. I hope you're all having an amazing day. This is Be an Overcomer, where you are inspired and empowered to walk by faith and use the gift of imagination to create the life you desire. So, Overcomers, today's message, I'm going to talk to you about manifesting a specific person, or I like to also say special person. And I want to answer this subscriber's question about how to manifest a specific person. What should you do when you are on the bridge of events? Can you manifest this person? Can you believe for that relationship? And usually I do not, as you know, do messages like this. Most of my stuff is on vision and creating and all of that. But relationships, you can create it too. You can believe for a relationship too. There are no limits. You are limitless. So today I want to read to you a little bit from The Power of Awareness, and then I'm going to just try to jump right into the message. So I'm reading from chapter 24, and it says, "The time it takes your assumption to become fact, your desire to be fulfilled, is directly proportionate to the naturalness of your feeling of already being what you want to be, of already having what you desire. The fact that it does not feel natural to you to be what you imagine yourself to be is the secret of your failure. Regardless of your desire, regardless of how faithfully and intelligently you follow the law, if you do not feel natural about what you want to be, you will not be it. How can this feeling of naturalness be achieved? The secret lies in one word: imagination." And I'm going to stop there. All right. So, we know Neville Goddard talks about imagination creating reality, and that he also talks about consciousness is the only reality. Like, your consciousness is creating your life. And when he talks about consciousness, meaning your thoughts, everything directly stems from you. And this is why you will have two people, like in this day and age, at this time, at this moment, can be experiencing certain things in their life, whether it's simultaneously or vastly different. Like, I look back to several years ago, there were people that operate out of fear, so much fear, tremendous fear. And because of that fear that they were projecting and putting out, certain things just, it's almost like a magnet. They actually brought those fearful circumstances to them. And then other people that were walking by great faith, it seems like they were virtually untouched. They exited that season unscathed. Okay? Everything stems from you. So if it's a relationship you desire, first of all, as I always tell you, get clear on what you want and live in the end. See yourself in that relationship already. If it's marriage, see yourself, for ladies, see yourself as a wife. If it's a male and he's looking for a wife, see yourself as a husband. Like, see it, live it in the end. And you're doing the work in your mind. It's not an outward thing. And I know it's hard because in this world, we are taught to look at the outside, look at the 3D, look towards the outside for validation. And it's truly has to be within. The work is done within us. As you change within, as you change your mind, as you change your thoughts, as you change your language towards that thing, that very thing that you're speaking about and thinking about, it will come towards you. So I want to give an example from my own life. So my specific person, okay, there was a time where there was hot and cold in the relationship, especially at the beginning. It was like, I'd hear from him, then I don't hear from him. Then there was a point where it was like total, like no contact. And at that point, I had given up. But yet in my mind, I knew, I'm like, no, he is the man that I want to be with. He's the man that I want in my life. And sidebar, certain past experiences I went through, which were like so traumatic with cheating and lying and everything. At one point I felt like, okay, like, what is he doing? Is he like out there doing all kinds of stuff because of stuff that I had went through? Okay. And then on the other hand, when you experience something so different, especially ladies, those that have went through similar situations that I've went through, when you finally experience a man who's totally different, who's loyal, who's trustworthy, who's kind, who's patient, who's generous, who's like all of these things, sometimes it's almost hard to receive it because you were going through such foolishness before, okay? So much like chaos that when something that comes to you that's a blessing, it's almost hard to receive it. So anyway, at one point there was like, it was like total silence. And at that point I was like, you know what? You're not calling me? Guess what? I'm not going to call you. You don't want to text me? I'm not texting you. Like I was like, done. Okay. Because in my previous relationship, that situation, I felt like I was chasing him, and it's like, I don't chase, I attract. What is for me will find me. What God has for me is for me. And I truly believe that. So I was like, I'm just going to let it go. And I remember I had told my best friend, she was like, oh, how's he doing? And by faith, I was like, yeah, he's good. No, when I didn't spoke to him, I was like, yeah, he's good. And I remember that night, I was like, I am done. I'm really done. I like totally, like, it was like a switch went off, and it's like I totally blocked him out my mind. I was like, I'm done. I'm not calling him, move on. So the next morning, when I tell you the next morning, and this is a pattern I find, and I hear other people talk about this in the law of assumption community and faith and manifestation, that when you let things go, when you release things, that's when they come into you. The next morning, I received this long text message, and I was like, what? Like long text message. And so I was like, this is quite interesting. So fast forward, okay, in that time period though, as you all know, I am big on journaling. I am big on scripting. Every day I write based on the things that I want in my life. And I write it in the present tense as if it is now, okay? So if it's like success, if it's business, I told you about the music. At one point, like I wasn't getting a lot of gigs, and I'm like, nope, I'm going from overlooked to overbooked. And I remember one day I kept saying it like in my mind, and I had even joked with a friend of mine. I'm like, listen, I went from overlooked to overbooked. That month, it was like calls were coming in like this. Calls, emails, I need you to do this, I want you to do that, all kinds of stuff. I say that to say that if it's a relationship you want, okay, see it as done, okay? As my subscriber was saying, she sees herself with him, and she keeps envisioning him as her man. And I want to tell you, he is your man, okay? Because here's the thing. A lot of times how do I say this? As I shared with you a couple of videos ago, sometimes we get a vision or a glimpse of something of our future that has yet to materialize. I remember once a pastor had said, your spirit has caught up with something that the natural has yet to catch up to. So if you are desiring a relationship with this man, okay, it is like because he's supposed to be in your life. I know with my specific person, there have been so many synchronicities. There's so many signs that I'm like, okay, God, I'm just waiting on you, Lord. And I'm just waiting for this thing to unfold how I'm desiring it to be, okay? And another thing I want to tell you, patience is key. When you are manifesting something, patience and persistence is key. This is not the time to quit. If anything, you are here to create. You are here to literally create every area of your life. So if it's relationship, if it's finances, if it's business, if you want to go back to school, if it's health, if it's weight loss, whatever it is, whatever you desire, you have that desire for a reason. I believe our desires, our dreams, our vision, it was given to us by God because it's something that we are supposed to experience while we are here on earth. We're supposed to have that thing. I don't believe we're given desires for us not to see them manifested, not see them come to pass, and then just up and die. No, I don't believe that whatsoever. I believe we were given desires so that we can live out that thing while we are here on earth. So getting back to the relationship, as I shared with you, I stayed persistent. Even when there was no contact, I kept envisioning in my mind. I was like, I know we're meant to be. Like, even the circumstances of how we met. And one day I believe that I'm going to share that in another book. Okay. I'm like, there's too many coincidences. It's just too many synchronicities, so many signs that I'm like, okay, just allowing it to unfold. So I want to share with my subscriber, I believe you are on your bridge of events leading to the full manifestation. Keep envisioning that thing in your mind. Keep envisioning the relationship. Keep envisioning whether it's spending time together, different things. Like I think about in my own life with my specific person, one of the desires I had, I was like, I love being by water, love it. Okay. I love, like, sometimes, like, I like to go, especially when the weather's nice, to go sit and go by water and write and journal. I love that. So anyway, over the summer, he had mentioned, he was like, oh, do you want to come with me to the lake house? Do you want to, like, take a, drive or whatever? And I was like very like, yeah, that would be great. In my mind, I was like, what? Because it was something I had desired. It was something that in my mind, between me, my mind, and God, it was something that I wanted. And I actually lived out that manifestation. I actually walked out that manifestation. And then the icing on the cake, because I believe when God gives us our manifestations, he goes above and beyond. He doesn't just give you that thing. It's something else on top of it, like that you're going to be like, oh my gosh. So besides that, he was like, oh, by the way, my parents are going to be there. So you're going to be able to meet my parents. I was like, that was another thing I had desired. I didn't tell him, but it was another thing I had desired. And the next thing on top of that, when I met his mother says to me, I will never forget, she's like, oh my goodness. She's like, I only have sons. I don't have any daughters. And I just exclaimed, I was like, well, you do now. And she gave me the biggest hug. So I was like, okay, Lord, I see what you're doing. I just need to be patient. I need to be patient with this manifestation. I need to keep believing. I need to keep walking by faith, keep speaking to that thing. So anyone here that is desiring a relationship with your specific person, your special person, okay? I want to encourage you to keep believing, to keep speaking in faith. If you need to write it out, script it out, if you need to visualize, see it in your mind. Whatever that thing is that you desire, see it in your mind, because the work, contrary to popular opinion, contrary to how this world is set up to dumb you down, the work is done here. It's your imagination that creates reality. It's your thoughts that literally become things. And as you stay persistent in believing, I'm in this relationship right now. So for my subscriber, start declaring, he is my man. He's faithful to me. I'm the only woman he wants. I'm the only woman that can make him happy. He's extremely happy with me. He is loyal and committed and extremely faithful. We have the most beautiful and blessed relationship, or the most beautiful and blessed marriage. Whatever it is that you desire, you have that desire for a reason. And your job is to stay persistent, okay? As Neville Goddard talks about the bridge, as you are walking across that bridge to that manifestation, your job is to stay persistent. And also, my subscriber said that she has so much joy, like anytime she thinks about it. I'm like, that's a signal. That's your body giving you a signal, like this is the right thing for you if you're feeling joy, okay? I remember in my previous relationship, there was so much stress and strife and anger, and like I felt like sometimes like I was on eggshells and I didn't feel safe because sometimes he would just fly off the handle. I didn't feel protected. Like, please, like he wouldn't come home sometimes. It was so much nonsense. And with my specific person, he's kind, he's loyal, he's generous, he's sweet. He's just so many things that God knew that I wanted or needed, I should say, okay? Things that were the desires of my heart. The word says, if you delight yourself in him, he will give you the desires of your heart. Your desires, your dreams, your goals, your vision, it wasn't given to you by accident. It was given to you because you are supposed to have that thing while you are here on earth. So yes, to answer your question, I didn't mean to go this long, but yes, you can have that relationship. Ladies, if you're desiring marriage with your man, you can have that marriage. Men, you're desiring, there's a particular woman that, you're in a relationship with. Men, you can have that, okay? That's for you. Whatever you desire, you are here to experience your best life. You are here to see your manifestations come to pass, your vision come to pass. But the key is to stay persistent, keep walking by faith, not by sight, keep being patient, and also script it out. There's so much power in writing. The word says, write the vision and make it plain. There's certain things in my life right now. I told you 2 things. And I've been very I don't want to say vague, but I'm not being very specific, detail by detail right now until it fully manifests, because I know that the testimony and the full manifestation of it is going to be awesome. And I'm going to say off the chain. Okay. So, right. I know it's going to be, I know it's going to be. So I just want to encourage you. You can have that relationship. It is for you. Keep believing. I'm going to tell you, my subscriber, yes, that is your man. Okay. So just keep believing, keep moving forward, keep visualizing, and don't waver. A lot of times the hot and cold is because we waver. We're like, oh, maybe this isn't right. Or maybe he doesn't want me. No, I think he likes me, but he doesn't like me. And we're doing this. So then that has to be reflected back to us. Your job is to just stand in your power, stand in believing, stand in your faith. So I hope this encouraged you today. You can manifest that specific person. You can have that relationship. If it's marriage you desire, you can have the marriage, okay? So I hope this encouraged you today. Thank you so much for being here. I love my overcomers. I get really excited when I get on and speak to you. I love my overcomers. This is a highlight of my day. It's one of the highlights of my day. So I just thank you all so much. I appreciate you all for being here. I hope this helped you, my subscriber, and other subscribers as well, okay? So I just want to encourage you today. If you like the message, please share it, comment, and subscribe. Always be an overcomer.